Hello, today is Wednesday, June 19th, 2024. I'm Tony Mangino from TC2, and this is Staying Connected. Last week, we formally announced the launch of TC2's IT cost management practice that consolidates key TC2 practice areas that are all focused on rapidly delivering and sustaining IT cost savings for our clients. I'm joined today by my colleague, Teresa Knudsen, who heads up this practice to discuss core competencies and specific focus areas of the practice that are driving savings. Teresa, welcome back to our show.
Thanks, Tony. It's great to be back with you on Staying Connected. I guess within our IT cost management practice, we really have 4 specific areas that I'll go through in a moment. And the goal of each of these, as you mentioned, is to deliver cost savings for our clients. The first is contract compliance and optimization. Second is financial process reviews. Third, lifecycle support. And the fourth is everything and anything related to telecom expense management, or TEM. And so you have to think about these services as a supplement to your typical procurement activities. You typically focus on strategic sourcing, market assessments, and RFPs. But our focus within the IT cost management practice is to effectively manage the spend once those procurement and primary activities are complete, when the contracts are done and the services are installed and billing.
Okay, so let's dive a bit into each of these specific areas. Let's start with contract compliance and optimization. Tell me more about that.
Yeah, contract compliance and optimization, or what we call CCO for short, is really a comprehensive and forensic audit of your IT spend. So we really start with a deep dive inspection of all your actual billing data, and we drive the analysis far beyond the basic, does the rate match the contract? We look for duplicate invoicing. We look for disconnects that are not executed. We look for stranded elements. So think about, a port billing without access or vice versa. We look for services that are ordered and billing that aren't under contract. So there's price anomalies. We look at your site list to make sure that the services are only billing at your open sites and any of your open partner sites. We look for really expensive legacy services that are billing that are no longer used. Think about legacy ILEC services. We look for credits just sitting on accounts. And we look for really the next level is the irregular application of regulatory charges and fees. So in our practice, we know exactly what to look for. We know where the billing errors commonly arise, but we look at that whole list of things and know the most fruitful sources of optimization opportunities. And I think what's critical is within our practice, everyone that works in this group has worked in the normal strategic sourcing. So we know the nuances of the contracting. We know the nuances of the billing. We know what the things that are typically overlooked, the common problems that we see across the carriers. So we meet this challenge with a really interesting rigor, is that the folks that work with me are all Big Four accounting firm experienced audit practice team members. And it's important to note that we regularly perform these CCO or audits behind organizations that already use an existing TEM provider, and we always find things. So we're very good at knowing where to look and where to find savings for our clients.
Okay, Teresa, next on the list is financial process reviews. What is this exactly, and how can it benefit enterprises?
But financial process reviews are really perfect for organizations that are experiencing a wide range of operational issues. I'll go through a few and we'll talk about the indicators, what they mean. So, for example, do you have service interruptions for non-payment of invoices? Do you have problems if you use purchase orders in your organization, getting those correctly on invoices and getting invoices paid? Do you have payment fees? Do you have issues when a project is handed over? So say somebody does a big RFP, they get a contract in place, and then it's handed over to operations to execute, but there's some gaps there. Maybe the execution of that project doesn't go well. If you have an organization that does a lot of merger and acquisition or divestiture activity, you're ripe for this type of review because there's just so many issues that go along with that. And, all of it leads down to is do you have an accurate inventory? You have accurate financial reporting, and really tying into that, do you have accurate budgeting and forecasting? I think when we do these financial process reviews, we're looking for problems along that entire life cycle. And one of the things that we do as we look across different suppliers is that we look at the contracts across those suppliers to make sure that the key billing terms and conditions are consistent. And if they're not, we let you know. But overall, we're looking for problems in that life cycle and process. So what we've done is we've developed a really robust and tested methodology to perform these reviews of your internal processes. We start at the beginning, the contract's done, and we follow everything that you do today from when invoices come in and orders are placed. And we're looking for the gaps in that process. We look for best practice recommendations that we can make and really giving you a list of both short and long-term activities to do to improve things. But overall, we're looking for opportunities to drive savings out of your organization.
Teresa, lifecycle support services are also offered under this practice. Can you describe this a bit more?
Yeah, life cycle support is really interesting. It's, the nature of telecom is that it's always changing and always evolving, and you don't always have a specific project that you could engage us for, but you would like to have expertise on hand for ad hoc requests or even taking care of certain tasks for you each month. And that's where we've developed the life cycle support service. We work with you to understand what level of support that you're looking for and the type of tasks you routinely may need our help with. And then we collaborate with you to define a fee and payment structure that fits your needs and budget. So, and our aim through this practice is really to give you a really highly cost effective way of using our services and our expertise on an ongoing basis on a term that works best for you. The result is to replicate and extend the benefits that you're used to seeing from larger TC2 projects in your day-to-day activities. And we can also include and integrate legal support from our affiliate LB3 into Lifecycle Services if you need that type of support as well. I guess to give you a couple examples of how our clients use lifecycle support, we have clients that reach out to us to benchmark individual orders for data circuits, reviewing vendor offers, maybe negotiation support on smaller contracts, doing some planning and strategy, looking at invoices and monitoring if there's an issue. For example, AT&T is one that we often get involved with to help resolve payment applications and credits, really giving you some market expertise and input as you need it, and really technology advice. And I think one of the interesting things that we've seen over the last couple of years is really providing backfilling for key personnel positions that are empty. Maybe you have somebody who used to monitor your budget or monitor your orders, but that position is vacant, and we can fill those gaps for you until those positions are filled.
Okay, last but not least, you noted at the beginning of the show that the practice covers everything and anything TEM related.
Yeah, everything and anything TEM, we have you covered. Whether you want to go to market for TEM services or you want to renegotiate with your incumbent supplier and seek improvements, or maybe you just want to benchmark your pricing to know if you're paying the right amount for the services. I mean, we know that technology and telecom have complex contracts, and then they're even coupled with even more complex invoices that can be hundreds of pages long. The details are overwhelming. And we are a big supporter of TEM providers. We know that TEM service providers fill the gap in those complexities related to invoice receipt, processing, basic audit, dispute management, and having a repository and platform for reporting and inventory. But I think managing that relationship is unique. So we've developed specialized expertise on everything related to TEM, from initial RFPs to the extensions, if you're negotiating with your incumbent, to, as we noted earlier, auditing behind the TEM providers to see if they're doing a good job and close any deficiencies that we see in their service delivery. We also have a lot of expertise in helping companies implement TEM services once a contract is executed. And we can provide the best practices recommendations on how to manage your supplier once everything is up and running. So if you're in the early stages of evaluating if TEM services are right for you, we can assist with that and educating you on who the players are, the benefits, and the things to look out for as you negotiate. We monitor and are consistently engaged in the marketplace for the global TEM providers, so we know who the players are and who has strengths in certain areas. And we can really give you our suggestions based on your geographic footprint and your service needs. So that's kind of anything and everything TEM. And at the end of the day, too, if you need to assess whether your TEM relationship is working well and they're providing the services, we offer a kind of TEM health check service that allows us to come in and look at everything that they're doing for you and tell you if things are working as they should. But overall, as I mentioned, throughout these different practice areas, the TC2 IT cost management practice is here to deliver savings to you, bottom line. That is the goal of our practice.
Okay, good stuff. Thanks for joining me today, Teresa, and congratulations on the launch of this exciting new practice area. If you'd like to discuss IT cost management services and how they can benefit your organization, please don't hesitate to give Teresa or me a call or an email. You can also stay up to date on all manner of ICT topics by subscribing to Staying Connected, checking out our websites, and by following us on LinkedIn.